Emotions are running as high as ever. Tensions, jealousy, mind games. The hottest inferno in the world is literally heating up with some of our members. While the master of the art of not caring receives the most attention from all the ladies by way of Jin Young, the ladies are competing for him in their own methodical ways. From Nadine with her passive-aggressive approach towards Min-soo, to Seol-ki who is compensating for her emotional needs by clinging on to Jong Woo, and Sejong trying to make a last-ditch effort to make it to paradise.
With 2 episodes remaining, emotions are all over the place. Tunnel visioning is at an all-time high, and Jin Young commands the bulk of respect and admiration for his laissez-faire attitude. It seems that the 2 people who are most coveted at this point are Seol-ki and Jin Young, and even between those 2, there exists a sputtering flame that refuses to die out. But let's talk about So-e. Our small queen finally got some much-needed attention from newcomer Sejun, and their helicopter ride was just the sweetest. To top it all off, it seems that Paradise was all it took for Sejun to laser focus on So-e. She's just so small you can't not care for her. But she ends up winning the physical competition between the ladies and has a chance to finally lay to rest the lingering emotions she has for Young-jae. Ultimately, she chooses to abandon it and chooses Hanbin in favor of a therapy session in Paradise. But for the most part, this was a good decision, because choosing Young-jae would have hurt them both in the process.
Meanwhile, Young-jae and So-eun seem to have quite the budding romance and zero to little competition in the form of Hanbin from the outside looking in. I don't know how our chef is going to get in between the two, and well, there really isn't getting in between Young-jae and So-eun, or So-jae. Back to So-e, we really hope she finds some solace in Sejun, and we get the So-jun couple. It seems Sejun's feelings for So-e are the strongest feeling anyone in Inferno has for the small queen, so let's manifest it. But the main card for the event is definitely Jong Woo versus Jin Young for the prize of Seol-ki. Feelings are certainly split between the one who excites her and the one who comforts her. The problem for Seol-ki is that she isn't the only one vying for Jin Young, so it's war. Meanwhile, we get to the final confrontation between Jin Young, Young-jae, and Jong Woo in the pit wrestling match, and I cannot help but call out Young-jae's stupid decision to help Jin Young. Now, I don't know about you, but what the hell is this team up between Young-jae and Jin Young versus Jong Woo? I mean, what the hell is going on with just about everybody, including Dong Woo, going up against Jong Woo in the pit?
Although Jong Woo pulls out all the stops to get second place and defeat Jin Young, Young-jae, who has no skin in this game, chooses poorly. Jong Woo has not been to Paradise once and has been spitting Riz only on Inferno, while Jin Young has been to Paradise multiple times and even expresses he'd rather stay on Inferno. Despite this, he tries his best to win the competition, and Young-jae helps him. So right now, there are 2 people that deserve our ire, Young-jae and Jin Young, because Jong Woo deserves to go to Paradise 4 times for his unyielding resolve and tenacity in coming in second place in a 2-on-1. So here are our current standings of Singles Inferno as it relates to the most obvious. Young-jae and So-eun are clear winners here. There's no competition aside from Hanbin, who is just getting left in the dust. Jong Woo and Jin Young for the hand of Seol-ki. At this point, while Dong Woo is also fighting for Seol-ki, it's gonna be an L on his part. Seol-ki, Nadine, and Min-soo for Jin Young. As we've stated, it's war, but for the most part, Jin Young wants Seol-ki and is only partially curious about Nadine. But with Jong Woo in second place, could Jong Woo leave Jin Young with only one choice but to go with Nadine to Paradise? Sejun and So-e have a shot together. We last left Sejun expressing he has pretty much chosen So-e, but is So-e ready to leave Young-jae behind? And does she even see Sejun in the same light? We can't stop thinking about how precious the helicopter ride was. Sejun, what can we say about her? She's beautiful, gorgeous, and quite deserving of any attention she would seemingly get, but things are not working out for her, even in the Jin Young department. She's got no eyes for any of the male competitors who stand on the outskirts of battle, and no one wants to give her attention. In the end, she can hang out with us, watching Sundays. We'll drink soju and eat fried chicken and have some fun.
Woo! Oh my goodness, good for you, Jong Woo. Going up against Dong Woo, Young-jae, and Jin Young, it was just like, determination.
3 times they almost had him, and I was just like, no, Jong Woo, hang on.
And the commentators too was like, no, just for once, let the gods be in his favor. And it was just so amazing to see him prevail. I know it was second place, but you know what, Young-jae, like we said in the intro, is like, he really doesn't have any skin in the game there. So he's gonna pick So-eun. and so what?
He beat the only person he needed to beat, and quite frankly, I'm kind of pissed off at Jin Young because that is some hypocrisy there. To think that you would prefer to stay in Inferno because Paradise is too clean and it's too set up and proper, but then to go into this competition and just like go ham on trying to win it for a chance to go back to Paradise, it seems a little bit inconsistent.
But this is war, right? As soon as he comes back, he sees Seol-ki and Jong Woo just kind of walking together.
And then the pictures in the
the pictures are there, and then they're in that cabana, and then they leave together, and he has to like kind of find his way to sneak back into the picture and like sit there to try to have conversation with her.
That was awkward. Jung Woo was like, "I'll leave you guys." No, join us.
Oh man, and he must have been like, the competition inside him, the fire was burning. Oh my goodness! But you know what? For Seol-ki, there's kind of a couple things here that really concerns me. Right? It's like one, her emotional dependence to be with Jung Woo kind of like relieves the pain of not being with Jin Young. And I think that's gonna come back to bite her in the end because she knows, I mean, like for me, I think it's pretty obvious that she wants Jin Young. But Jung Woo just happens to be there to like just take care of her while she's going through these emotional downs.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the checkboxes for women in general. Now, I'm not really sure about this, but it's Jin Young checks off the box of excitement and Jung Woo checks off the box of comfort and stability, and these are things that a woman would want at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive, and so it's kind of like they represent two things, but she wants someone who is both. And so she can't really, come to her senses and choose between the two. So it's kind of like she has to kind of let them go to war. And
she's also kind of playing those mind games too, because she's telling Jung Woo like, "Oh, I would definitely pick you in the last time, and I want to go to Paradise with you." And then Jin Woo is like, "Oh,
now we don't know
the
if
fire
that
is there too."
We don't know if that is mind games, and if she was lying about that. She might have wanted to give him a chance.
Yeah, but like I said, like her emotions are kind of clinging on to Jung Woo because Jin Young is not present.
Well, now here's the thing.
When Jin Young came back, and all he said was like a couple of sentences, and her smile and her vibrancy just kind of glow up.
That's the difference between excitement and comfort, right? But you want a partner that fulfills both. And I don't know if Jin Young can do that. When she's feeling emotional and she's within her thoughts, and Jung Woo can be there to kind of provide that comfort. But what I'm thinking here is that the wrestling match was a way for Seol-ki to see if Jung Woo can excite her, because that was an awesome fight.
That was insane, and you could see her reaction. She was like hiding behind. Who was she hiding behind? Nadine or something?
Yeah, everybody was hiding.
No, she was hiding behind Minsu or something like that. But like, it was just like nerve-wracking. Like really from the start, it was just kind of like, why is everybody going up against Jung Woo? Like that guy seems pretty cool. He's like he doesn't ruffle any feathers or anything like that. But there's behind the scenes isn't showed or showcased in the show. Like there must have been some kind of chemistry and relationship between Young Jae and Jin Young. There must be like some kind of like
they did have some like strategic meeting, Dong Woo and Jung Woo. So they might have like in the back end kind of been like, hey, they're forming an alliance.
Yeah, but Dong Woo went after Jung Woo. It was just like crazy.
It doesn't really make sense.
I don't know. His level in the rankings for me just like dropped all the way to the bottom.
Well, the thing is that Dong Woo is clearly Elriz right now. He doesn't have anything with Seol-ki, and Hanbin is just there to kind of provide therapy for basically anyone who chooses him. He's the safe choice. And so right now the only people that are truly competing for anything is Jin Young and Jong Woo.
Yeah,
Young Jae.
Absolutely.
Young Jae seemingly has a clear sailing.
That is clear as day for anything else. But so we finally got some retribution or some kind of like love.
She's so adorable.
Yeah, from Sejun, the helicopter ride, and then the Paradise. It's really cool how he's acknowledged how cute and pretty and beautiful of a person that she is, and then she's kind of just torn with these lingering feelings with Young Jae, and I think she just needs to get over it. And like, I don't know, like, does Sejun fulfill the excitement like we said, or like fulfill all of those boxes that you need to check off with what you want in a partner, especially for Soe?
Yeah, I think in the end that Soe If I'm going to be optimistic, so we might pick Sejun at the very end there, but how long or how secure that relationship is remains to be seen. I think what we really need to do now is speculate as to who's gonna win the prize of Sulki. That is the
yes.
or the prize of Jin Young. We don't know, because if Jong Woo forces Jin Young to go to paradise with Nadine, who is the other competitor, Minsu couldn't take the hint, so she's already out for Jin Young, right? And so if Jin Young goes to paradise with Nadine in these last 2 episodes and things sort of shift,
right?
If there is something that happens there that could take a little bit more away from Sulki, it might make the decision in the end a little bit more clear. But right now, I think Jong Woo and Jin Young are fighting for Sulki.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear for me. Like, I think I'm gonna take Nadine out because, like, she doesn't provide the same type of nervousness that that Jin Young is looking for when it comes to a relationship.
I disagree.
No, well, this is my view, right? Like,
his nervousness comes in the form of him going, "Yes, okay, next."
Well, it also comes in place of like, oh, do you want me to carry your bag, or like just kind of this not carry laissez-faire kind of blasé about everything. But I don't get that from Nadine. Now I think it's really just gonna come between Jin Young, Jong Woo, and Sulki, and who is Sulki going to pick, because they all are vying for Sulki. And I'm as proud as I am with Jong Woo with like how he performed in the pit. I think ultimately it's gonna be a game of Jin Young and Sulki.
I'm gonna go in the opposite direction, and I think that Sulki is gonna pick Jong Woo, and Jin Young is gonna pick Nadine, because before Minsu came in and kind of ruined everything, they were kind of having a really good conversation, and I think for the most part, if they do go to paradise together, Nadine's gonna be on the attack.
Oh, now think about this though: the fire that was emitting from Jin Young to win that battle against Jong Woo. I don't think Nadine was in any of that picture.
I don't even think Sulki was any of that picture. I think that was just Jin Young being competitive.
You guys let us know in the comment section below.
But in any case, that'll do it for this video. Again, as you said, leave it in the comment section below who you think is going to end up with each other. There's just 2 episodes left. Our biggest picks, of course, he is with Jin Young and Sulki. I'm with Jong Woo and Sulki and Soe and Sejun. I think that out of everybody, Soe deserves at least some semblance of closure, and Sejun, come hang out with us. But let us know in the comment section what you think, and of course like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos like it, and hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. But as always, this is what we're watching this Sunday. We'll see you all in the next one.